Hi Pisces, welcome to AshunasTarot. I went ahead and pre-shuffled and laid out the spread and connected to spirit in regards to your reading. Before we get started, for anybody who's ordered a private reading, make sure to include your name, your birthday, and your questions in the same email ideally, so I don't have to go back there and look for it, because sometimes I get like a screenshot here, a question here, a birthday here, and I can always piece it back together, but it takes a little bit longer to kind of sort through the readings. But yeah, if you would like a private reading, all the information's in the description box below. This is a general energy for this reading here, and we go from the 8 to the moon, to the 7 of Wands, to the 4 of Pentacles, to the Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, 3 of Cups. And so this right here is a clarification for the 3 of Cups in the reverse. This right here is final outcome, and this is Spirit's advice, okay? And so what I'm getting here, like right off the bat, Pisces, like as you can see here, this is the shadow, this is the reality. This first row here is the shadow side. This second row is like reality, and it's actually very positive. However, I do have to emphasize that this energy of the 8 of Swords connects straight up to the 9 of Swords here. So there's history in this aspect of your life. There is more so like a very challenging situation that you had to face in this area, in this regard of your life, that some of you are operating from the shadow. And it's not like you're not dark Pisces at all, but it's like a lot of the triggers, a lot of the pain, a lot of the scars that you've been through, a lot of the past experiences, the history that you do have in this area of your life has it has in a way forced you to operate from the shadow. Because again, the shadow is not necessarily a bad thing. Let's just say that you've gone through a certain traumatic experience in your life, right? Now anytime something like that comes up, you can't deny what you've been through, right? So it's like you can heal from it, but you're still gonna have the memory, right? And so that's what this feels like. The moon, the 7 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles feels like the shadow aspect. So again, as you can see here, it's like it mirrors the reading itself. So here is her reflection of how she feels. She feels tied up, she feels bound, she feels like there's a lot of mental noise, she feels blindfolded, and also with that is the perception that she has of herself, meaning that whether it's real or not real, whether it's accurate or not accurate, as long as she perceives herself to be this way, that is how she's going to feel. Therefore, that is what she's going to project out into the world, and that's what the world's going to project back onto her. And so again, not to get too deep into that, I just wanted to showcase the mirroring aspect, because the reality of her situation is this. She's not tied up, she's not handcuffed, she's not blindfolded. You know, she is not in a place of confusion or illusion, but because she perceives herself to be that way, that is where she tends to operate from. And so what this shows me with the moon, okay, illusions, feeling like she's underwater, feeling like she can't discern or tell between the bad decisions and the good decisions, right? Like, let's say that the black wolf represents, like, I don't know, like the shadow side, right? And the white wolf represents the positive light side, right? And so she's underwater. The only thing illuminating her is the moonlight. So she can't discern. And again, what does this look like practically? It's like, what choice should I make? Okay, who do I choose in this situation? What do I choose in this situation? Is this the right job? Is this the right place for me? Is this the right person for me? Is this the right relationship? This talks about discernment, okay? Being in the dark, only thing illuminating you being the moonlight, feeling underwater about the decision, the choice itself, and therefore feeling halted or hesitant to make a decision. And that can keep you in this place of the moon. And again, it does talk about illusions. Sometimes it can talk about surrender. But in this sense, I feel it more like she feels underwater, okay? She feels underwater because she is either overwhelmed by the decisions that she has to make, or by the choices that she has, or by what she's been dealt with in life, or underwhelmed as far as she hasn't found what it is that she's looking for. Therefore, she doesn't want to make a decision on this because she hasn't seen what it is that she wants just yet. And so regardless of how it goes, it's operating from the shadow, okay? It's operating from a dark place. And it's not a dark place as in something twisted. No, it's like, it's just a shadow. It's just remembering the traumas, remembering the wounds, remembering the past experiences, and therefore not being able to make a decision from that place. And so because of that, her walls are up and her boundaries are healthy, but this feels more like walls. Okay, this feels more like walls. And Four of Pentacles, it also feels like holding on to what she has in fear of losing that, right? So if it's like, let's say it's your dignity, or it's your sense of self-control, or it's your control over your own life, and when you allow something new, like a new decision, a new job, a new person into your life, you know, being afraid to lose that control. That's why she holds on so strongly to that purse, to that bag, because it's all she has at this point. And so again, bringing another person into the equation, it can create that sense of loss of self-control, right? And so this is a person that is operating from the shadow, maybe unconsciously. And again, it's not like when they say operating from the shadow, this is not coming in as like you're dark Pisces or you're doing anything twisted. No, it just says that you've been hurt a lot in the past and you have history, okay? And because of that, for good enough reason, you're guarded and you're protective of self. However, like I said in the last reading, you've come into a new cycle. Like, you're no longer in the same cycle that you used to be in. So the things that might have worked for you in the past are no longer working for you. Because the ego has a purpose in our life. The ego is meant to protect us. And in a war zone, in a battle zone, where you're fighting against other people's egos and stuff, fire against fire, yes, that works. But in the last reading, there was a conclusion. And this is a continuation of the reading, Pisces, if you resonate with that. The battle, the war has ended, okay? You come out victorious. You're in a new chapter of your life in this month of March. It's already happening. It's already unfolding. For some people, because they perceive themselves like this, they're like, where is the new beginning? Where is the new opportunities? Where's the money? Where's this? Where's the partner? Where's that? You know? And because they're perceiving themselves like this, it's like, this is overdue. This is outdated. This is expired. You find yourself here now. Okay, she's in new land. She's not tied up. She's not handcuffed. She's not blindfolded. She's not confused, but she perceives herself to be, because there's still residual energies, the shadow, that are very prominent in this area of her life, because this ending is very recent. And that chapter of the war, the battle of your life, was such a long chapter that it's like, you don't know if you made it to the safe zone. You didn't even realize that you crossed the finish line, and now you find yourself in a new chapter of your life. So what I'm getting, and this might just be for one person, okay? For some of you, it might be like, where is the new beginning? Where is the change? Where is this? Where is that, right? And that is only happening because this is the residual energy that you may be operating from. Because if you've resonated with any of the previous readings that I did, and you resonate with this reading, and this is your reading, there was a clear conclusion. Not only like an ending and a new beginning, there was a whole freaking chapter, a whole book that ended for you to start a new book. And the climax, that culmination, is this month of March. So what happens if you keep operating from this energy, or you keep telling yourself, oh, I don't see it, where is it? It doesn't happen for me. It can happen for somebody else, but not for me, right? It perpetuates the cycle of the illusion, because this is an illusion, right? It's not reality. This is reality. But if she perceives herself to be this way, she's going to operate and act that way, you know? And hence these cards up here, operating from the shadow. Again, these are positive cards most of the time. Seven of Wands is a positive card. Four of Pentacles, the Moon, they have a positive side to them. But in this specific regard, it's coming up as a shadow. And again, this is the mirror, okay? So this is reality, this is reality, this is reality, this is reality. This is the shadow. And so what I'm getting from this, again, like, I love when this happens, because it's just literally mirroring right back. In a place where you feel like you have no sense of control, or you're underwater, or you don't know how to discern wrong from right, or black from white, or up from down, because that's what this card represents, Page of Cups. It calls on you to kind of, it's not like get controlling or take the lead or take control. It's more so along the lines of start manifesting the reality that you want to create, because you find yourself in that new chapter. So if you're in this new chapter and you are manifesting and creating from this energy, you're going to be creating more uncertainty. Does that make sense? Because it's more like the shadow. So every card has a positive and a negative aspect to it. And we can turn that around. ourselves. And so again, I don't even know why I'm spending so much time here. It feels like I have to explain this for someone out there, because a lot of you, I feel that you already understand what you've already been through. You already understand that you're at a new beginning, you're at a new chapter, you're writing a whole new freaking book, and because of your experiences, you already know how to manifest, you already know how to make things work. And so I know that a lot of you are already there, but I feel like there's someone here that kind of like, I don't know if I need to explain a little bit further with this card, but what it feels like is like, if you manifest from here, you're going to create more of this. If you manifest from here, you're going to create more of this. However, it doesn't really matter, because you've cut yourself free and loose from any karma in the past, from any lessons, from anything that you had to go through in your previous cycle. You're free. Pretty much, like, you're pretty much free. You might still perceive yourself as caught up or trapped or bound to a situation, but in reality, you're not, okay? This is you, this is not you. And so that's why I feel so much like emphasis coming in with this card, because some of you are still manifesting from this place of uncertainty, when in reality, instead of wanting to know it all, okay, instead of trying to take control and think 10 steps ahead of you and try and plan the whole thing when you're brand new in this new beginning, you just arrived, it's like, how about I start manifesting what it is that I do want without resistance? Because here there's a lot of resistance because you can't see clearly. How do you know that you're going to make the right choice or the wrong choice? How do you know that this is the right person or the wrong person? How do you know this is the right job or the wrong job if you're manifesting in darkness? If the only thing illuminating you is the moon and you feel underwater, right? Look at the difference in cards here. There's so much light. He is not underwater, okay? He's sitting on top somewhere, meaning that he has a sense of control over his life. However, he's not being controlling. He is manifesting. He is imagining the reality that he wants to bring about. And it's magical, okay? It is possible. And so it's a very clear distinction, Pisces, because what's about to come through, okay, and this is the reason I felt the need to clarify, is that there are new offers. And Pisces, I can't deny the cards that are here. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, Three of Cups. This is in regards to relationships in your life, okay? And again, could be family, could be a romantic partner, could be a coworker, boss, relationships in general in your life. You've been guarded, Seven of Wands, Four of Pentacles. You've been holding on very strong to what it is that you do have and protecting that. And also you've been feeling sometimes blindsided. With the moon, it just also feels like, again, you can't see very, like, you can't see very clearly. Therefore, you don't necessarily know which way to go. And that makes you feel like, again, like you're trapped, like you're bound, like you're blindfolded. But in reality, you find yourself in this new chapter. And so Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, there are new offers coming in regards to relationships into your life. And so again, in the past, you found yourself in a shadow aspect where maybe you were balancing out karma, maybe you were learning lessons, maybe you were clearing out the karmics out of your life, whatever that was for you. That chapter has ended. And so if in the past you learned that relationships could destabilize your energy, could breach your boundaries, could create some kind of imbalance within your life, or it can make you feel underwater, or trapped or bound or blindfolded or confused, there's an ending to that cycle when it comes to relationships. So it's like you get a new lease, not only on life, but in relationships. So whatever you experienced in the past, now you get a chance to experience the other side of it, right? So if you experienced the shadow side of relationships before, now you get the experience, now you get to experience the light side, because every card has a positive and a negative. And right here, I'm seeing that mirroring effect happening. And so there are new offers coming in, Pisces, but you do find yourself kind of guarded. And again, for good enough reason, because Three of Cups in the past, they decided to invest, Three of Cups in the reverse, into third-party situations. And that's coming in very clearly, so that might only be for one person out there, because the Three of Cups talks about soulmates, reunions, but Three of Cups in the reverse could be a third-party situation that they decided to invest in, which left you in this Four of Cups energy. Uninterested, apathetic, bored, throwing in the towel when it comes to relationships. And again, for good enough reason, okay? Four Cups have spilled in the past. She's being offered that fourth cup, and she doesn't really care for it because she's experienced. And again, look at this. It's like Three of Cups, Four of Cups, but Three of Cups is in the reverse, meaning that yes, they decided to invest into third-party situations, which left you kind of like losing faith and hope for love. And what I'm getting from this specifically, Pisces, this might only be for a few of you, is that they might have not even known why they invested into those relationships. It might have just been a shadow aspect of them. Because what happens with the Three of Cups also in the reverse is it's someone who's afraid of commitment. Because the closer that they let you in, the more vulnerable they feel. So what this also feels like, again, like for them, is that they wanted to not give you all the attention, not give you all their energy, and not really give you their heart. Therefore, they made offers to other relationships. They made investments in other relationships, not necessarily because you weren't the one. It was actually because they were afraid that you were the one, and that, you know, that you'd get closer than anyone else, right? And so that's what the falling out represents. However, this was them acting from their shadow. So why allow someone's shadow to take away something that is here for you now, that is good? It's like, because this is them, this is you, okay? They act from their shadow, but it left you kind of hopeless and heartbroken and kind of like losing faith in relationships just in general. And again, could have been a friendship, family member relationship, you know, co-workers, you know, romantic, whatever this is, business partnership, whatever it is. It felt like either you were getting too close or you were getting too much access to them, or they felt like maybe you were the one, and that's what scared them. That's what scared them, and that's why they decided to invest in other people, so that all the focus, all their eggs wouldn't be in one basket. Which again is very immature behavior, hence the Three of Cups in the reverse, but it's still affecting you till this day. So it's like, are you gonna allow someone to break your heart once, twice, 3 times, or kind of keep you heartbroken in a place where you lost faith in relationships in general just because of their immaturity? So I don't know, Pisces. I don't even know why that came in. That might just be for one person, because I don't feel like that would resonate for too many people. Because it feels like they took away something from you through this heartbreak. Because Knight of Cups, look at this, all right? There's more new people coming in, offering you things. They're offering you maybe a new relationship. Maybe they want to get to know you. But you're looking the other way and you're very guarded. That's what the light bubble represents, or, you know, the sacred container that she's created for herself. That's what it represents, the walls in this case. And it's like that offer is this wand coming in, but you're looking the other way. You're looking the other way and you're very guarded. And so these are new opportunities, okay? It's a knight, so it means that it's not anything like super official yet, or something super like, I don't know, it's not a king, okay? It's not a king, it's knights. So I understand that, you know, we have a page, we have a knight. So I understand maybe you're not interested. Maybe you're looking for something very specific, but a knight can grow into a king. You know, maybe they show up as a knight. Maybe it's someone who's like, okay, maybe I'm also not ready for relationships, or maybe, you know, maybe they went through something very similar as you went through. And so, you know, maybe they're offering like, hey, let's get to know each other. Hey, let's be friends. But you're looking the other way. You're like, no, like, I don't like, this is not what I wanted. Maybe this is not even something that I'm open to. And so it's like you're closing the door before entertaining any options. But I feel like you're in a very new chapter of your life, Pisces, where you've learned those lessons. You have that discernment. Doesn't mean that there's not going to be people that, you know, are deceitful or that are red flags, like walking red flags. Like, that's the point of your lessons. It means that once you pass the lesson, you hold the code, you hold the key, meaning it's no longer a challenge to you. But if you kind of divert or regress to, you know, to some of these, like, because it's always going to be there to test you, but it's no longer a challenge because you passed the lesson. But if you kind of let your, like, if you forget your lessons, if you forget to bring your lessons with you, then yes, it can be another lesson, right? But again, you've been through so much already that you know how to identify who these people are. The time wasters, the red flags, the non-committal type, whatever this is, the deceitful friends, whatever this is. And so what I'm seeing here is that, yes, there's offers coming in. No, it's not a king yet. But the thing is, you've also been closed off for a while. So this is kind of like, hey, let's get to know each other. Hey, let's be friends. Or hey, you know, do you want to come check out this new place? Or something along those lines. It's like you're coming into a very new cycle of your life, Pisces, where you're coming back into society. You're coming back into the world. Okay, you're not of the world, but you are needed. And because of the things that you've learned when you were out, you know, when you were healing, when you were going through all the shadow work, you are now required to come back in so that you learn your lessons with people in relationships, and you come and teach the things that you now learned, and the codes that you now hold and have, the vibration that you've been able to achieve for yourself. This is someone who has been very committed to their spiritual journey and has a lot to offer the world. And that's why Spirit is trying to reintroduce you to society, or maybe not necessarily society, but like relationships and people, and getting you back out there. Because for the Pisces that I'm channeling through, or channeling for, you were taken out of the game for a while so that you were able to achieve your own upgrades internally and externally. And so you're popping out and you're a whole new person, and you're glowing, and people are attracted to your light. However, you're not necessarily very open to them. Like, this is not someone who's standoffish. It's just someone who's literally just not interested. Okay, her eyes are closed. She's looking the other way, and she's in her bubble, meaning that she's not planning to come out anytime soon. However, this is where everything changes. Final outcome card. If you don't go for this opportunity to reconnect and have more relationships in your life, it can lead to a 9 of Swords. Maybe feelings of loneliness, feelings of depression, feelings of anxiety, sleepless nights, feeling like something's missing, because you are the Queen of Cups, Pisces. And if you shut out the most important part of you, the part that makes you you, okay, you are the Queen of Cups. Whether you're masculine or feminine, this is a Piscean card. And the Piscean energy is feminine. Not to say that it's like man or woman, it's just like it is, like within its nature, within its essence. It's very beautiful, it's very spiritual, very esoteric, very mysterious, very abundant. And these are the signs that are able to create and manifest out of thin air. And that happens in the non-physical realms, which again is the non-material, is more feminine energy. The physical realms are more masculine, more 3D, right? Like the feminine is a 5D, the masculine is a 3D. And again, it can be very fluid, but again, you show up as the Queen of Cups. If you don't take this opportunity to open yourself back up and to allow new connections into your life, you're gonna feel a little bit of this emptiness at nighttime. For some of you, I get it that you feel it at nighttime. It's just kind of like you can go about your day normally, and when it starts to get dark, when it's like, you know how they say seasonal depression when it's wintertime? Like, you know, some people get a little bit depressed because, you know, the sun's out less, the days are shorter, and, you know, it's colder. And so it kind of feels like this. It's like towards the end of the day, when you're done with your chores, when you're done with your errands, when you're done with work, and it's like it's time to come back home, and you don't really have anyone to share with, or to, you know, be a part of your own, you know, be a part of your own reality, or the things that you are creating. It can feel a little lonely, okay? And so what I'm getting here, because this is the final outcome card, if you don't take this opportunity that you're receiving, because you're in new land, Pisces, again, don't forget your lessons, take them with you, but the things that used to be a challenge to you are no longer a challenge, meaning that you can spot those red flags from a mile away, meaning that you can discern between the right people and not the right people, meaning that what used to challenge you, what used to take you by surprise, where you used to feel blindsided, it's no longer a thing now. You're seasoned, you've learned the lessons, and so it's no longer going to be a challenge to you. However, if you ignore the red flags, then yes, you'll get another lesson. But the thing here is that you've graduated. You've passed that level. You're able to acknowledge those things, and you're able to discern who is right and who is wrong. Because when you close the doors, you're not only closing the doors to the deceitful people and to the bad people, you're also closing the doors to the good ones, to the good ride or die friends, to the good relationships, to the good friendships and connections in your life that can bring you to the next level. And so that's what I'm getting here. Final outcome card. If you decide not to open the doors or go for this opportunity in this new land, you're going to have a little bit more of like the 9 of Swords energy, okay? Because we go from the 8 of Swords to the 9 of Swords, meaning that you'll feel a little bit empty inside, maybe a little bit restless, Maybe a lot of things in your life can be going good, like your career, your connections, and a lot of the things that you're maybe working on, maybe your passions, your projects. Like you could be good in every other area of your life, but when you're lacking relationships and connections, that is what brings the emptiness in. And because you are the Queen of Cups, you thrive on an emotional fulfillment, on emotional connections, things that make you who you like, because you already are the Queen of Cups. But if the emotional aspect of your life is missing, if the water has dried out because you closed the faucet, it's like there's going to be a very major part of you missing. Okay, that's why we have the 8 of Swords starting the reading and the 9 of Swords ending the reading. Again, you have free will, so it's your choice. But yeah, it's like a lot of you, I get the fact that you don't, like you shut out the feminine side of you. You shut out the water, you closed the faucet because you were afraid of getting hurt. But the thing that is hurting you now is the fact that the faucet is closed, is the fact that there is no water. So if before, because you were the Queen of Cups, you were getting heartbroken and people were taking from you, that was a lesson back then. You had to learn boundaries. You had to learn to establish and honor your boundaries and learn how much of yourself you could give, because 4 of Pentacles, this is holding on now. You learned that. You passed that lesson now. But now the heartbreak and the pain and the emptiness and the loneliness is coming from the fact that you're not allowing yourself to be the Queen of Cups. For some of you, you closed out your feminine side. Maybe you've been operating from the masculine side because you didn't feel safe. And again, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. Femininity is your creation, your passions, your dreams, the ability to flow, the ability to feel passionate and in the moment with the things that you're currently doing. The masculine is the protector, the provider, the let's pay the bills, time management, discipline, structure. And again, you've done that very well, okay? Because I see your boundaries strong. I see you've established yourself with the 4 of Pentacles, but there is something that is missing now. The emotional side, the feminine side. Okay, and some of you are going to be realizing, like, I miss my feminine aspect. I miss being able to just have a concert in the car and sing along to every song or dance or do the things that I'm passionate about, paint, whatever it is. Because feminine side comes through your passion. So if your passion is playing soccer or, creating music or playing the guitar, whatever that is for you, whether it's creating content, that's the feminine side. Okay? And for a lot of you, it's like you kind of like shut it out and then you're like, okay, responsibilities, what do I need to take care of? How do I get to the next level? And it's really good to do that because I see that you've achieved something here. You've achieved strong boundaries and you've achieved, because 4 of Pentacles is also number 4. You've achieved to establish yourself in a new foundation, okay? So that's good, okay? It means that you took care of business when you had to, and now you've established yourself. Now you find yourself in new land, you've made it to the next level, right? And so now with this energy opening up with the 8 of Swords and closing with the 9 of Swords, there's still something missing. There's still a little bit of loneliness, still a little bit of sadness, still a little bit of emptiness. And it's because of connections. And it's because you shut out your waters and you shut out your feminine because maybe you weren't ready to feel everything. Because in the past, this was your lesson. It was the fact that you were the Queen of Cups, therefore people took advantage. And that's where the heartbreak came from. But now, it's a new land, it's a new book, it's a new chapter. How do you want this chapter to go? Do you want to continue the stories that you used to have where relationships didn't work out or where you couldn't trust, certain connections? And again, I'm not saying that everyone that's going to come into your life is going to mean you well. No, but it's like you learned those lessons. So now you are able to discern the good ones from the bad ones, okay? So this is the final outcome card. If you don't allow yourself to open up again and go for that emotional aspect of your life, because it's a huge aspect, you're Pisces, you're all water, and it's like you shut the water out of your life, whoever I'm channeling for, and that's what leads to this 9 of Swords, okay? Can even be laying up awake at night, it's like, is this all there is to it? It's like, okay, I have a lot of things to be grateful for, and these things in my life are going good, but there's still something missing. Right? And it can be even a little bit of escapism, whether you escape through sleep, whether you escape through TV, whether you escape through social media, whether you escape through, I don't know, there's so many ways to escape so that we don't feel. But the thing is, when you close the door to everything. Love, heartbreak, opportunities, like everything, right? So it's like when you choose to open the doors, it doesn't mean that you're just letting everybody come in freely. You're also at the door guarding it, okay, and discerning, but you come at it from an open place, okay? Because here in both of these cards, you're closed. It's like the masculine side of you is very active and protective for good enough reason. You were hurt in the past, but now you're in a new cycle, Pisces. And so, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's just like, because here, what I'm seeing this as, and I'm surprised we don't have like the Two of Pentacles or the Two of Swords, because what I'm seeing this as is it's your decision. Okay, it's your decision, because Page of Wands is coming out in the reverse because right now you're not going for it. Right now you're not choosing to open those doors. Right now you're not choosing to open the faucet. Okay, so this is present moment, but you can change that. You can change that because we go from the Page to the Queen. But if you decide to not go for it, you're going to feel a little bit of this Nine of Swords energy lingering in the background. Like maybe something is missing. Like maybe you feel a little bit empty inside, you know, because it is the water. The water has been shut out. And look how much water we have here. Actually, we have 5 water cards. We have the Page, the Knight, the Three of Cups, the Four of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. Yeah, Pisces, it's like you've been operating not in your element. You haven't been operating from your element in a while. And for a lot of you, I get the fact that helped you. That helped balance you out, and it helped you get to the next level. Yes, but you're already on the next level. That's the point. That's the point of it. This shadow aspect is still, and you know what? I just did a reading about this. It's like you can lay down your sword, you can lay down your shield, like take your lessons with you, but it's like the battle is over, the war is over, and you do find yourself in new land. So the things that used to work for you then, if this used to keep you protected then, it's now only gonna hold you back. Does that make sense? It's like whatever used to work then, you passed that level, you mastered it, you're good. Now you're here. So what works with this water? What works with the Page of Cups, with the Knight of Cups, and the Three of Cups? The Queen of Cups. Okay? So it's like it's calling your element back online. It's calling your feminine side back online, so that you can navigate. So if you used to succeed through this masculine energy in the past, now you're going to succeed with the feminine. Because it's a duality, right? It's the feminine and the masculine. If you overly do one side of yourself or one aspect of yourself, it can bring balance, yes, but then it can become unbalanced to where it holds you back. Four of Pentacles. So then, Spirit's advice, the Strength, the Nine of Wands in the reverse, and the 10 of Swords. Look how interesting this is. It's 8, 9, 10, okay? 8, 9, 10. I love when it does this because it's showing you exactly what to do. And this is Spirit's advice. So 8 of Swords is asking you to be strong and let down those walls, okay? Be strong and let down the walls, because the walls that used to protect you are now only holding you back because you have a brand new beginning. And so 10 of Swords in the reverse, I do want to read out of the book because the 10 of Swords is a very significant card when it comes to transitioning, because it talks about painful endings, crisis, being stabbed in the back, an opportunity to find hope and resilience. I am healing every day. This 10 of Swords comes to us in times of blinding truth, when delusion is lifted. Sometimes the truth is painful because it indicates backstabbing or personal loss. This card can mark an abrupt ending to our current path and a jarring resolution in form of a broken relationship, a blocked dream, a fractured partnership, or a discontinued career path. While these feelings may feel severe in the moment, the most potent seeds of hope are always planted in their place. Remember that our wounds teach us about our greatest strengths and illuminate our innate ability to heal. Your dark night of the soul will be met with a beautiful new dawn that is filled with more light than you ever experienced. Remain open to love and joy as you process descending, and look to the sunlight that awaits. Watching the sun peak over the horizon is the highest task of a bruised heart. Exactly, Pisces. And the 10 of Swords is in the reverse because that ending already happened. You already had that ending, and now it's just like you're operating from this energy that has already passed. And the Strength also represents the sun. So it's like the sun is here for you, and it is requiring you strength to see it. Because again, this one's like, she's still in a little bit of darkness. This one, again, endings, but she's leaving that behind. But strength comes in as the sun. Strength comes in as that confidence, as that new you. So it's asking you, Spirit is asking you to be strong enough to let down your walls, because the endings have already passed. Like, it's like you're still living in the ending when the ending has already ended. Like, I don't even know if that makes sense. But you know when we feel things are ending? and we hold on, or we're feeling the loss of the ending itself, it's like the ending already ended and it's already passed, and now it's just like that residual energy. So it's asking you to be strong through that process, because you have a very promising new beginning here, Pisces, that is going to require your element. Okay, so it's going to be so natural to you. It's going to flow for you. It's going to be easy. It's not going to feel like you're swimming up the current. Okay, it's not going to feel like you're climbing a freaking mountain. No, Pisces, it's going to feel so easy. It's going to flow. You're going to be back in your element, back in your strength. If before you were being asked to work on your weaknesses, maybe boundaries, maybe foundations and structure and masculine energy, now you have the easy task. It's coming back into your energy and flowing. And that's how you're going to succeed now. You're going to succeed through your strengths rather than focusing on the weaknesses. Pisces, this is actually a really positive reading. I feel like it was a little bit like, I don't know, because sometimes when I focus so much on a message, it means that someone out there needs more, because it clicks for people at different parts of the reading. And so I felt like I needed to explain so much what this would look like, what it could feel like. But for a lot of you, I feel the fact that you're already acknowledging this new beginning and you're already starting to flow into your element. But for a lot of you, Pisces, I feel that you shut the feminine side of you out. And that's how you thrive. That's how you thrive. And so this next phase of your life is going to be smooth like water, okay? Things are just going to flow. Things are just going to align. It's not going to feel uphill. It's not going to feel like you're being taken out of your element unless you stay in this energy, okay? Because right now the feminine is coming in very strongly. It's calling your feminine back into the game. It's like the masculine had to step in to balance it out and to create the foundation and the protection for the feminine. Masculine did his job, and now it's time to kind of like tag team, you know, and let the feminine come back out and play. So yeah, I think that's all, Pisces. I don't even feel the need to clarify or anything. Temperance in the reverse, 5 of Cups, Knight of Swords. The Temperance in the reverse is that balance between the feminine and the masculine. You have to allow the feminine to come back and play, Pisces. Whoever I'm speaking to, this is kind of specific. The imbalance that you've been feeling is because the masculine has been overactive in your life. And it was needed for some time now, but you're in a new cycle. So let your feminine come and play, because she's kind of been sitting in the sidelines, all right? And there's something missing, Pisces. There's something missing for whoever resonates with this reading, and it's the waters, it's the emotion, it's the femininity. And again, it doesn't mean that whether you're a man or a woman, it just means that your creative juices come back online, okay? Your flow, your visions, your manifestations, the things that you're naturally good at and excelling at, instead of feeling like your whole life is an uphill battle, okay? If you feel that way, is because the masculine has kind of overstayed. All right, now it's a time to allow yourself to flow in your natural element, okay? And so Knight of Swords, as you allow that to happen, the balance is restored and you move very fast on your path with no obstacles, no challenges, because you're flowing in your element. It's going to be a very straight road, a straight path where things are going to just start to speed up, okay? And you're going to see the manifestation start to happen in real time. So Pisces, that's all I have for your reading. If you would like a personal reading, the information is in the description box below. Remember to include your name, your questions, and your birthday. But for now, Pisces, this is all I have for your reading. Blessings. Take care.